Start time is 3:20.
Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. Wow. So we're here. It's supposed to be 80 degrees this week. I'm ready for it. I don't know about you guys, but I can't find any snow anymore. So as long as that's going on, I'm good. Spring is in the air, and I have been working on having today's artist in the studio probably since last spring. This is our fourth booking of this show with her here, and there's just been drama here and trauma there and this and that and that and this for both of us. But she's finally here, and I'm so excited. You know that I do this, I'm on this committee for a group called Friday Night Folk. Actually, superstar Judy Beisler is sitting in the audience tonight. She's a picture taker for Friday Night Folk and a lot of other things too, but she's here as a guest in the audience, and it's exciting to have her here. But on Friday Night Folk, we get folk artists from all over the country, sometimes all over the world, and this young lady has been playing folk music for a couple of years, and she brings to the table light and love and a little sense of rebellion and a lot of sense of loving kindness. I hope that you will absolutely adore her. She's going to bring two wonderful instruments to the stage and her amazing voice. Please help me welcome into your heart and into your home, Claudia Schmidt.
Thank you. Who are you calling a young lady? In fact, who are you even calling a lady?
Well, there you go. There you go.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. That's the way of time. Nothing and no one remains unchanged. The winter turns to spring, and wounded hearts must heal. Never much too soon. Nothing and no one remains unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain falls from the clouds, yes it does, and the sunlight fills the sky, yes it does, and hummingbirds, sweet little hummingbirds, do fly. Everything must there's an environmental scientist named David Orr who defines hope as a verb with its sleeves rolled up. Oh, no. Whoa, yeah. This little room is full of yearning hearts. Open the door that keeps us far apart. Let in the light to guide us on our way into this day, into this day, into this day, into this day. Ooh, whoa. A morning dove is calling out to me. She cries that love is all we're meant to be. Shake off the fear that keeps us locked away from this sweet day, from this sweet day, from this sweet day, from this sweet day. Ooh, yeah, da-da-da. This little room, it can't hold us anymore. So full of hope. What are we waiting for? Come take my hand. We'll sing and make our way into this day, into this day, into this day, this sweet, sweet day. Ooh, this little room, this little room, this little room, it can't hold us anymore. Woo! Yeah. All right. Well, life is push and pull, and we cycle around again and again and again. And I'm going to sing a song that I wrote just a couple of days after the whole busting open of the Me Too movement a few years ago. And I guess I need to say the word backlash here, which is not a new word, and it happens every time somebody tries to step into their power out of a place of oppression. And in America, I'm going to go way back to the suffragists getting the vote in 1920, and then here we are now, all these years later, still trying to protect our vote. There was a woman named Daisy Elizabeth Adams Lampkin, and I think of her because she was born in 1898, and so she spans the time. She stood for the vote with the women in 1920, and she was still alive when the Civil Rights Bill got signed into law, and she spent her whole life as an activist. But in her younger days, and I'll tell you, she said that then, but it feels more timely than ever right now. She said, "You cannot be neutral. You must either join with us who believe in a bright future or be destroyed by those who would return us to a dark past." It took a long, long time to get a beat on the meanness. It took a long, long time to turn the gray into black. It took a long, long time to raise our voices in anger. Yeah, it took a long, long time. But now there's no turning back. It was a long, long road to walk behind and be silent. It was a long, long road, oh, to carry all that pain. It was a long, long road, but now that journey is ended. It was a long, long road we'll never travel again. Oh, it takes a long, long time, oh, to turn the shame into power. Yes, it takes a long, long time for every voice to be heard. It takes a long, long time to break a system of violence. It takes a long, long time to put it all into words. Oh, just trying to put it into words. Ooh. It takes a long, long view to build a bridge for our daughters. It takes a long, long view to give a choice to our sons. It takes a long, long view to not forget what the price was. Oh, it takes a long, long time to put it all into words. It took a long, long time to raise our voices together. It took a long, long time, but now we walk hand in hand. It took a long, long time to break this terrible silence. Oh, it took a long, long time to come to understand. Oh, just trying to understand. Yeah, it was a long, long time. It was a long, long road. It takes a long, long time. Oh, it takes a long, long view. It took a long, long time. It was a long, long road. Oh, it takes a long, long time. It takes a long, long view. It took a long, long time. It was a long, long road. It takes a long, long time. It takes a long, long, long view. But together, I believe we will see our way through. Thank you. Well, there's a lot to keep us busy right now, and so it's important we get our rest. And as a senior citizen myself, I read these articles about how important it is for us to get our rest, and they say it cleans our brains out, whatever. But myself, I've always been a miserable failure at napping, and so then I read these things, and then I just lie awake worrying about what's going to happen to my brain because I can't sleep, But I also write a lot in the night. I write out of dreams, and I wake up in the middle of the night. And so I came up with this song a little while ago. I call it my lullaby for grown-ups. And I hope you get something from it, can benefit from it. I just want to say that I stayed awake all night writing it. So there's irony for you. Lullaby for grown-ups. When you face the night with dread of slaughter watered slumber in a battered bed. Take this path around your mind, and at its end sweet rest you'll find. Oh, rest your hands, they shape your day. Constant motion through work and play. They hold, they touch, they do their best. So now it's time to let them rest. And rest your feet, they carry you and bear the weight of all you do. Sometimes they swell, sometimes they ache. Those dogs are tired, they need a break. And rest your eyes, those awesome things, from all their curious wanderings. They've seen so much, the room's too bright, so close them now, turn out the lights. And rest your heart, that treasure jewel. It gets so heavy from the world that's cruel. Remember, kindness makes things right, inside and out. You'll rest this night. Let's hum. And all those myriad parts of you could use a snooze, so invite them to. The way is clear, the time is right to grant them rest this very night. So when you hit the hay tonight and get your parts arranged just right, thank them all with deep delight. Deep breath, smile, and then sleep tight. All right. Now I brought the mountain dulcimer into the frame. And on the way down here today, I was, I had some visual aids to make me realize I needed to play this song today. So it was about this time of year, but over 50 years ago, I was making my first trip maybe out east ever from the Midwest. And it was this time of year before things are really budded out. But we're past winter, and I was driving in the middle of state forest on I-80 in Pennsylvania. So it's these forests of this kind of, things are kind of gray and fuzzy. They're not quite there yet. And I had this like hallucination of one little, let's call it a pre-bud. I won't even call it a bud. I'll call it a pre-bud that's just hanging there like, and it spoke for all the rest of the buds in my hallucination, and it was going, any minute now. And so I went into the back room of the place where I was playing that night, and I started writing this song, which I dedicate to the visual aids I saw today on the way down, the forsythia, which are now bursting into bloom. And I'm not talking about that like jarhead marine core forsythia. I'm talking about the what the Forsythia, that's the kind of stuff I saw today. Fanfare for Forsythia. Here are a few words about my favorite harbinger of spring. We're a little past that now, but you know what I'm talking about. One red-winged blackbird in a field of gold is all these eyes need behold to worship. Song trembling upon the lip of wonder, made tangible by the kiss of wonder. Thunder of rain to a heart all racked with pain. And so quickly over as begun, a slow joy spreads through sad hearts and heads of those who had forgotten to suppose the meaning of one slender stalk, leaning barely beneath what confronts eyes squarely, the bold presence of one red-winged blackbird in a field of gold. Well, it doesn't seem like that far from winter solstice. It wasn't that long ago, just a few months. Not long at all if you're thinking glacially. And I wanted to play a little tune that I put to some words that a friend of mine wrote, a kind of winter solstice chant. And I wanted to remember these words. And the best way to remember words, just in case you don't realize this already, is to put a melody to them. And that helps you remember them. And of course, winter solstice is about that time of the year, the dark, turning back into light. But it's also an incredible metaphor for our times, I guess I would say. And Martin Luther King said, without the night, could you see the stars? And so I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to do this little chant of Louisa's, and then I'm going to move into a song that I was inspired to write on the eve of the 50th anniversary of the March from Selma, after hearing an interview with John Lewis on that day, and him talking about that day, decades earlier, being a young man of 22 present at that event. And of course now we've gone past 50, we're past 60 now, and we're still fighting to maintain our voting rights. So it's, unfortunately, it's a song I would like to say is obsolete, but it's not. So first the chant, Louisa Loveridge Gallus, the winter solstice chant, and then Still on the Bridge. We are awake, awake in the night. We turn the wheel to bring the light. We turn the wheel to bring the light. We are awake, awake in the night. We turn the wheel to bring the light. We turn the wheel to bring the light. The other thing I love that Martin Luther King said was, "The walk never ends, the road just changes hands." Still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. We can't cross the bridge until we turn them around. It started out peaceful, just like they planned. 600 people walking hand in hand. 2 by 2 they made their way into that bloody fray. Oh, we're still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. We can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. Oh, oh, oh. Silent marchers, Montgomery bound. The right to vote, their common ground. Selma behind, what lay ahead would leave 3 people dead. Oh, we're still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. We can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, on to the Edmund Pettus Bridge and the angry blue sea at the bottom of the ridge. Old Edmund was a Klansman, and here's the shame: the bridge still bears his name. Oh, we're still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. We can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. Selma to Montgomery can't be measured in miles, you see, but in the courage to stand our ground and turn this hate around. Oh, we're still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. We can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. Yeah, we're still walking, still on the bridge, 60 years gone by. Still on the bridge, looking hate in the eye. Can't cross the bridge till we turn him. No, we can't cross the bridge until we turn him. Can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. We can't cross the bridge till we turn them around. Can't cross the bridge, gotta turn them around. Can't cross the bridge, gonna turn them around. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you want to do one more song and then come talk to me?
Sure.
That'd be wonderful.
All right.
Yay.
So, I find at this point in life, I don't know, for some of the rest of you, maybe too, that more and more I look around to find my elders, and they're getting harder and harder to find. So that leads me to this song I wanted to do, which I wrote several years ago for a woman who was still my elder then. She has moved past now. She's now an ancestor, I guess, officially. But those people who are just far enough ahead of you on their path at the umpteenth time you're picking yourself up, they're going, it's okay, just keep moving. And I met her in South Africa when I traveled to South Africa, and she changed my life. And I felt like I needed to write her a praise song, so I did that. Her name is Bon, and just to tell you, if you feel gratitude to somebody for something they've given in your life, write a praise song for them. It doesn't take that much. It doesn't even have to rhyme. I mean, this is just about some stuff that was going on, in her yard in South Africa. It's called Bon's Bonnie Backyard. African robin sings up the sun. Sunbird picks up the tune and runs. Audie-da laugh like drunkards. Here come 3 whistling ducks, one by one. Ooh, and it's corn for the birdies, crumbs for the wormies, greens for the torties, coffee for the peoplies. So goes the morning Bon's bonny backyard. Oh, chased a few squirrels, shoo that cat. Vicky's on the porch, such a lively chat. Pull a few weeds, bring in the dry laundry, eat a few nasturtiums. Oh, you can't beat that. And it's corn for the birdies, crumbs for the wormies, greens for the torties, tea for the peoplies. So goes the day in Bon's bonny backyard. Sings up the moon. Southern Cross will come along soon. Out Bay lights are winking good night. We've one more chance to sing this tune. And it's corn for the birdies, crumbs for the wormies, greens for the torties, wine for the peoplies. So goes the night in Bon's bonny backyard. Oh, one more time. Corn for the birdies, crumbs for the wormies, greens for the torties, and water for the peoplies. So goes the world in Bon's bonny backyard. All right, thank you.
Well, Miss Claudia gets herself organized and comes over and mics up. Let me remind you that we're in spring. That means festivals are on the rise and coming up. I just want to drop a line. Robbie DeRosa has pulled together the Daffodil Festival, and the lineup is incredible. I believe that's the 3rd and 4th of May. Yeah, right? Get out there and enjoy the weather and enjoy music for 2 days straight. It's going to be phenomenal. So she's here, finally. It took a long time, but let's talk to her. Let's get some secrets, you know. So I say that for a reason. I don't say it every show, but Grandma's Attic is where adventures in music begin, secrets in music are shared, and treasures in musicians is found. You're certainly the epitome of all of those things, right? When I first heard your music, it was on a CD. That I had to look you up in the studio at WCNI. I had to go searching to see if you were there. And I found you and put you on, and I was like, wow, this woman can sing. That's the first thing I heard was your voice, which is magnificent. Did you start singing straight out of the womb?
Practically.
Yeah.
The story is my head popped out and I started crying, like right off the bat. I didn't waste any time.
I might believe that about you.
And that's what my mom said anyway. And I was in my first choir when I was, 4 years old, cherub choir at church.
Yep.
I was the youngest member ever in the choir. So I had a drive to sing. Yeah,
That's-
always.
And when did the I'm not going to sing other people's songs, I'm going to start singing my own songs
Well,
clip into your life?
most kids, as I was one of, right? I mean, little kids make up songs all the time. They don't think about it being their songs or other people's songs. It's just the songs belong to everybody. Their songs, whether it's someone else's song. You're not thinking about ownership or possession or copyrights or anything. So when I got my first guitar, I was about 16, I just started kind of expressing myself through that instrument. And it was just, I learned some chords, I copied some chords from my older brother, but I had a good ear already. And so it was just sort of a natural. I didn't think, now I'm going to be a songwriter, It was just kind of a natural segue because I always had things to say. And now I had a musical accompaniment to put behind that. And so that was a whole new world. And that was a few years. And then a few years after that, I discovered a dulcimer hanging on the wall of a music store in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where I was living at the time. And I had never heard a dulcimer before.
It's a beautiful instrument.
But I was attracted to the shape of it, actually.
Okay.
And I was attracted, I guess, to the simplicity of it as compared to the 12-string guitar, which by now I had been playing.
There's a big difference.
Big difference. And I love that about them. It's very exciting. And it brings out something differently in how I write and how I end up performing the songs.
So you specifically write songs for the 12-string and specifically for the dulcimer?
Kind of, yeah. They sort of invite themselves into the process.
I love that. I
yeah,
love that.
Yeah, they have their own voices,
Well, they do.
Yeah.
And then added to yours, it becomes a magical tour of ingrained melodies that just hit the soul. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
And that sounds kind of weird coming from me. I'm not a poet or anything, but yeah, I just find so many of your songs to be inviting and intriguing to listen to. Now, you talked a little bit about this young lady that was born in 1920 in the whole suffragette thing that at that point had been going on for 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
My home was built by a suffragette leader in 1893.
Wow.
And it's now a historical landmark because of the things she did for the suffragettes and the Irish. So someone that was born 40 years her junior makes me wonder why women fought so hard for so long, and now it's not necessarily about our voting rights women aren't fighting against, it's about our body rights.
I know, but it is our voting rights with the SAVE Act.
Right.
Because it's about if your married name is different than your birth certificate.
Then you can't vote.
And there are crazy right-wingers who say women shouldn't be able to vote. So, it's like, ooh, here we go again,
Yeah, but that will never happen.
Yeah.
That won't happen. It's come too far, and human rights have come too far for our voting rights to go away.
But what a waste of time that we even have to consider all that
I know.
stuff.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. And the song that hit me today, maybe because it just put me in such a peaceful place, like your music always does, was the lullaby for adults. I love that.
Yeah.
I would like to have that on a, what do they call that? A spin track, a track that never stops.
A loop. You
A
mean
loop
Yeah.
that I could put on when I go to sleep at night and just hear all that positive energy coming at me all night long. That's wonderful. And you say you sat up all night writing it. What an oxymoron.
I know. Yeah.
And how did you feel when you finished it? Did you share it with anybody and say,
Yeah,
I have this?
I shared it with my husband right off the bat. I said, "Yeah, you got to hear this."
And he said, you were up all night. What did you do?
yeah,
Right,
so-
right?
right. But yeah, he's always very encouraging with that stuff.
So does he understand?
He was like, you know, the way writers talk about how their partners or somebody is the first reader. He's like often my first hearer.
Here,
Yeah.
and how does that work for you guys? Do you have a special song you've written for him?
Oh yeah, I have many songs I've written for him over the
Ooh.
years. Yeah, yeah.
That's a good
So,
thing. What did he
yeah.
think of this lullaby?
He loved it. Yeah.
And did he think that it was more about you or more about humanity in general?
No, he gets my process. He gets that I seldom write purely from me, you, me. I mean, it comes out of me, and it's sometimes in the first person. But my writing is always kind of more gathering from here and there, foraging. You know, I forage when I write, and even if there's a specific person or subject, there are other things that feed into it. To me, it's what makes the song universal. You know, that there's got to be a little of me in it for it to be authentic.
Of course.
But
Of course.
I've never been into sort of the confessional songwriting sort of thing. Oh, this is happening in my life. You know, there's got to be some kind of process that takes it
Makes
to the
it
next
broader.
place. And in a way, the way I look at it is it allows me to give it away.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
So you have traveled the world. You are extremely well known. And you have brought to many, many stages your the grandeur of Claudia Schmidt, the royalty of you. I know you may go a little over your
Yeah.
into your humbleness.
Above
and
my
say-
pay grade.
Well, I know, but you're a folk singer, and pay grade and folk singer, they're not mutually inclusive. They're just not.
No.
And then Americana came along. You're not an Americana singer. You're a folk singer. How does that feel for you to be known pretty much everywhere you go to play, to have people really love you the way that they do, and to have people invest in your music the way they do? How does that feed you? How does that feel to you?
Well, it feels like an honor, and it feels like a responsibility. And you know, I'm a folk singer, but in some places I'm a jazz singer. There are some places where I go to sing, where I sing with jazz bands, and those people have hardly ever heard me do folk. I mean, I'm a musician, and I, carry a message through music, and whatever form it ends up taking, and whatever label somebody wants to slap on it. It's never been my thing. But I take it really seriously, and it delights me, because I've been doing this over 50 years now,
Right.
And it feels sound, and it feels honest. I feel like I'm still on my path. That whatever changes have gone on, that feels true, and I've sung what feels like I need to sing. I've been unequivocal about what I want to sing, and so I feel good about it all, and I love it, more than ever. I love what I'm doing more than ever.
And we love that you're doing that. Now you have sung with some of our other Friday night folk favorites, and let's just kick it right off with Jeff. You've done a lot of work with Jeff. Do you find Jeff to be easy to work with?
No, I haven't really done that much with Jeff because I wasn't living out here. You know, we
Well,
just
but
have
in the last few
really
years, you
gotten
just
to
dropped
know
an
each
album
other.
together, didn't you? You
And
helped him with an album.
I sang harmony on a couple of things, and it was
Yeah.
mostly things that I came in and did after he'd recorded the record. You know,
Oh, okay.
So he'd recorded but very easy. I mean, he's such a lovely person.
He
and
really
again,
is.
He's another person that's really committed to the music. And,
He is.
And the message, and none of the
Hullabaloo.
hullabaloo around it. Yeah.
That word.
Right.
That's that whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I caught that word. You caught that word.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Right.
things.
Whee!
I
Now
love
it's
that.
gone.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been on this show.
Probably a lot since he lives near here.
He's
right?
been on this show he's one of the top 3 people that have been on this show, and I have him on as often as possible
Yeah.
because we promote his shows, we promote his new
Yeah.
records, we promote Friday Night Folk, and we all do that
Which I'm
together.
so happy I finally got to be part of last year for the first time.
I know.
Yeah, it took a long
was
time.
wonderful, and it took all this time from that night
Yeah.
till now to get you here.
Yeah.
We've had some hard things go on in our lives.
You
since
had
then.
stuff, I had stuff, and then the studio had stuff.
Right.
You know, right? One of
Right.
the times we had to reschedule. Yeah. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
It was,
So,
and it's all good now. You're
but
here.
We're nothing if not tenacious.
Tenacity is a thing for us.
Yeah.
It really is. So where can people find you? Please tell us your streaming sites
Yeah.
that people can find your music on.
Well, this is interesting because I'm actually in the middle of building a new website right now. My website is claudiaschmidt.com, and it still will be, but I'm moving to like a platform where everything will be at one place versus a mailing list that's separate now. And,
okay.
And I'm
That's
on
good.
Facebook. And I just went on Instagram recently, but I have no idea what to do with it now that I'm on it. So I'm going to have to sit down with an 8-year-old and have them give me a tutorial on, because everyone kept saying, more people will see your stuff if you're on Instagram. So I went, okay. So I signed up, and it's like,
Yeah, now what do I do?
Yeah.
That's what I did,
So-
and it's still there.
So
It's
I'm
still there.
so I'm there, and so this is exciting because hope in the next month I'll be starting this new website, which is on this platform called Bandzoogle, where I can do everything at one place, sell my CDs, and have my calendar and send out a newsletter and everything at one place. So I'm finally creeping into the 21st century.
as the century creeps away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where are you playing in the upcoming? I don't know. Give us as much as you can.
Well, my friend Sally Rogers and I
love her.
I know, I do too. We'll be doing a couple of gigs next week, actually. Let's see, what's the 11th, 18th? The 17th, we're in Belfast, Maine.
Nice.
At the Belfast UU Church. And then on the 18th, we're at a UU church in Haverhill, Mass. And then after that, I'll be heading out. We're also doing a gig on May 9th, the night before Mother's Day, at the Bull Run restaurant in Shirley, Mass,
Wow.
which is this wonderful historic place. And so Sally and I are sort of resurrecting our famous Mother's Day show, which we did for years in Michigan, like about 11 or 12 years. And so we're looking forward to that. And then I head out to Minnesota, but all that will be on the calendar. And so doing gigs. And so I'm on a little bit of a quiet spell right now, which is good because I'm trying to do this tech hell thing. So
Tech hell. I get it.
So yeah, so then I'll be really ready to get out there and play for the people again.
Now, when you go on tour like that, does your husband come with you, or do you just go out? Because I've always noticed you traveling alone.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like your thing, or?
Well, it depends. You know, he comes with me when he doesn't have work, and if it works out, if it's going to be economically viable, and we do enjoy traveling together. So just sometimes it makes more sense for me to go by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's not one thing or another.
Now, if you could leave a legacy, not that you already haven't, but if you could choose what your legacy was going to be and what your message from that legacy was going to be, what would it be? You've got 30 seconds to create your own legacy that you've created. What is it?
I mean, I would say find the place in you that allows you to create beauty and share it as you can or will, but to live with a commitment to beauty, which encompasses all of the best parts of humanity, you know, kindness, joy, art, and that's a challenge in these days, but that would be my legacy, is to aspire to that.
I love that you that you involved kindness in that. Kindness is one of my words. We have cultivate kindness here.
I saw that. Yeah.
Kindness is a superpower.
It is.
It's something I tell people.
So is joy.
Joy, I find, okay, so kindness is something we do because we have joy, which is, it's a permanent thing, and happiness is something that evolves from all of that. Happiness is fleeting. It's not something that sticks around for a long period. Joy is there. Joy is there.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
happiness goes like this, and from all of that comes kindness.
Yeah.
So I think that they all go together, and I love that you put that together, because when I do my morning rant, I talk about those things pretty much every day. It's important.
Yep.
And if we're not kind, none of the rest of it can happen. If we're not kind, we probably don't have joy. Am I right?
Yeah. Amen.
So you hear from people all the time, could you write a song? Could you write a song? Do you follow those dictates that people send to you and ask you to write songs? Does that happen for you?
I say, why don't you write a song? That's what I say.
I wrote a poem that didn't come from me. I don't know where it came from. And I sent it to a music maker. I sent it. They're crazy out there. Those are the people in the studio audience. I sent it to some songwriters. I said, I think this is a song, but I don't know where it came from. But I wrote it. I used a pen, but I don't remember doing it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So people can find you on your website, which is claudiaschmidt.com, and you're going to be all over the place.
I'm also on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where I found her.
Yeah.
Well, no, I found her at Friday Night Vote, but that's a whole nother story. Will you take us out with a song? Thank you so much for going out of your way to come to our show. I'm so blessed and honored to have you in the studio.
So glad it finally worked out. Thank you for all the good work you all do here. So I'm gonna move
Yeah,
back
she
to my
knows.
spot.
She knows that she has to untether, because before the show I did not untether, and I went across the stage floor. So you all remember, we're in spring now. That doesn't mean that kids don't need shoes and socks on, and it does mean that hot weather is going to mean our pets need to be protected. Please take care of your neighbors, take care of the children in your hood, take care of your community, and most of all, take care of you, because without you, there would be no we. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Off to Claudia.
And stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Queen's lace and chicory brighten up the roadside. Swallows on the power line counting the cars. She's in the northward flow from the city. In a few more hours she'll be sleeping beneath the stars. She's at a bend in the river. Carry her out of sight. Bend in the river. Surprise her in the night. Bend in the river. There's always one more turn, and there's always one more lesson you got to learn. It was a hot early evening in late July. Scorpio aimed at the moon. He was singing Motown to the washing machine when he heard the the song of a loon. Oh, he shut his mouth to hear it came from deep within and knew that something was peculiar indeed. And when a voice from the dryer said, "You better move, boy," it was the voice he thought he ought to heed. Yes, it was the voice that he chose to heed. It brought him to a bend in the river. Well, it carried him out of sight. Bend in the river surprised him in the night. Bend in the river, there's always a one more turn, and there's always a one more lesson you got to learn. Well, you can run, stand and still, talk loud, saying nothing for the better part of a lifetime. And then one righteous day as your heart starts talking, says, "I'm here to claim what's mine. Yes, I'm here to recover what's mine. Looks like I got here in the nick of time." With thunder rolling in from the western sky, tickles your belly and your brain. Crimson sky looks likely to burn, and everybody's praying for rain. But you can't pray for light and curse the dark. They've been lovers for a long, long time. And if you find yourself a little too dry inside, look for water in a new state of mind. There may be water in a new state of mind. Bring us all to a bend in the river. Carry us out of sight. Bend in the river. Surprise us in the night. Bend in the river. There's always a one more turn, and there's always a one more lesson. Yeah, there's always a one more lesson, and there's always one more lesson you got to learn. Yeah. All right.